Question 14 in two parts. It's part A and B. We'll get to B in a minute. B's worth 4 marks. This part here, part A, is only worth 1 mark. So it should be straightforward if it's 1 mark. So let's have a look what it's asking. The diagram shows 2 small circles, small circle, small circle. So there's 2 there inside a large circle. So it's inside that large circle there, 2 of the small ones. The large circle has a radius of 8. So it's showing me that the large circle has a radius of 8. Each of the 2 small circles has a diameter of 4. So diameter is from the outside of the circle, so 1 point on the circumference, through the centre to another point on the circumference. That's the diameter. So here we go. Write down the radius of each of the small circles. So obviously, if the diameter of one of those small circles is 4, we know that the radius is half the size of the diameter. So I know straight away the answer is going to be 2 centimetres for the radius, because we know that if you double the radius you get the diameter. So obviously if you do half the diameter you'll get the radius, so that's why it's a 1 mark question. The answer is just 2 centimetres. So that's part A done. Now I will come back to the diagram in a minute, but we'll have to look at what B's asking. B is worth 4 marks, so I want to get those marks. I want to get as many grades as I can, as many marks as I want. So here we go. Work out the area of the region shown shaded in the diagram. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. So we'll go back to the original question. So what it's asking now, part B said work out the area of the region shown shaded in the diagram. So basically I need to work out the area of all this shaded part. Now that's not a shape I'm familiar with, so initially it looks quite complicated. How do I work out the area of the region shown shaded? So it's quite straightforward, similar to the questions we did earlier. First thing we're going to do is work out the full area of the larger circle there, the full area with radius 8. So we know the area of a circle is pi r squared, so we're going to square that radius of the big circle, 8. So 8 squared 64. I'm going to times 64 by pi, because pi r squared, 8 squared, 8 times 8, 64 times pi, SD button if required. The full area of that larger circle with radius 8 is 201.0619298. That's the full circle, the larger circle, if it was all shaded. Now it's not all shaded. The 2 smaller circles there are not shaded, so if I take away the area of the 2 smaller circles away from the larger circle, I'll have the remaining shaded region I need there. So what I'll do, I'll work out the area of one of these smaller circles. Now we can look at this and we say, hold on a minute, we're working out the area, but we've got the diameter. Something I said earlier, and if we go back to part A there, you worked out the radius of these circles with diameter 4 anyway earlier. We know that the radius is half the diameter, so we know that these 2 small circles, each one has a radius of 2. So let's substitute that. Area of the small circle is pi r squared. We know that in this case the radius is 2, so it's 2 squared. Area equals pi times 2 squared. 2 times 2 is 4. You can just square 2 on your calculator if you're not sure. You get 4. Now there's no embarrassment as squaring a number like 2 on your calculator. It's a calculator paper, you're entitled to use it, so go ahead. So now what we've got to do is pi times 4 gives us the area of the smaller circle, so we'll do pi times 4. So the area of one of those circles is 12.56637.061. Now that's the area of one circle. Obviously there's 2 circles here, so I'm just going to times that answer straight away on my calculator by 2. I get an answer of, so I've multiplied that by 2. I can do all my working out. Better to do all your working out just to show the examiner that you know exactly what you're doing. So that's the answer for the area of both those circles. Now what I've got to remember is I'm looking for the area of the region shown shaded. So I worked out the area of the larger circle. That area is there. We did r squared, 8 squared, that was the radius of the bigger circle, times by pi, giving us 201.0619298. We worked out the area of one of these smaller circles, which is 12.56637.061, times it by 2 because there's 2 of those. We got this answer, 25.13 274123. Now what we've got to do finally is just take away the area of the two smaller circles there away from the area of the larger circle there. So I'll just key everything into the calculator. 201.0619298 take away 25.13274123, and I get an answer of 175.9291886. Did it ask me to round? So I go back to the B part of this question. It said correct to one decimal place. So what I got to do, that's my answer on the calculator. After I did all my working out, the number 1 after the decimal place is 9. Does the number to the right of that change that 9? No, it doesn't, because it's a 2. So the answer down here is going to be 175.9 centimeters squared. So I'll just write that answer here if you're not sure. It's for part B, 175.9. The units were all in centimeters, so it's centimeters squared because it was area I was working out.